Tuesday, November 20, Jesus' ministry in the heavenly sanctuary. In the Old Testament, God instructed Moses to build a tabernacle or sanctuary, to serve as his dwelling here on earth. Exodus 25 verse 8 reads, "And let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them." Through its services, the sanctuary is where the people of Israel were taught the plan of salvation. Later, in the time of King Solomon, the portable sanctuary was replaced by a magnificent temple, and that story is told in 1 Kings chapter 5 through to 1 Kings chapter 8. Both the tabernacle and the temple were patterned after the heavenly sanctuary, the true tabernacle, which the Lord erected, and not man, it said in Hebrews 8 verse 2. Exodus 25, 9 and 10 reads, "According to all that I show you, that is, the pattern of the tabernacle and the pattern of all its furnishings, just so you shall make it." Throughout the Bible, it is assumed that there is a heavenly sanctuary, serving as the primary dwelling place of God. The earthly sanctuary services were many prophecies of the plan of salvation and of Jesus' priestly ministry in heaven. Question. Read Hebrews 8 verse 6 and chapter 9 verse 11 and 12 and 23 and 28 and 1 John 1, 9 right through to chapter 2 verse 2. What do these passages teach concerning Jesus' priestly ministry in heaven? First of all, Hebrews chapter 8 and verse 6. "But now he has obtained a more excellent ministry, inasmuch as he is also mediator of a better covenant, which was established on better promises." And Hebrews 9, 11 to 12. "But Christ came as high priest of the good things to come, with the greater and more perfect tabernacle not made with hands, that is, not of this creation. Not with the blood of goats and calves, but with his own blood he entered the most holy place once for all, having obtained eternal redemption." Hebrews 9, verses 23 to 28. "Therefore it was necessary that the copies of the things in the heavens should be purified with these, but the heavenly things themselves with better sacrifices than these. For Christ has not entered the holy places made with hands, which are copies of the true, but into heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of God for us. Not that he should offer himself often, as the high priest enters the most holy place every year with blood of another. He then would have had to suffer often since the foundation of the world. But now, once, at the end of the ages, he has appeared to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. And, as it is appointed for men to die once, but after this the judgment, so Christ was offered once to bear the sins of many. To those who eagerly wait for him, he will appear a second time, apart from sin, for salvation." And 1 John chapter 1, beginning at verse 9. "If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. If we say that we have not sinned, we make him a liar, and his word is not in us. My little children, these things I write to you so that you may not sin. And if anyone sins, we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ the righteous. And he himself is the propitiation for our sins, and not for ours only, but also for the whole world." Since his ascension, the heavenly sanctuary is the place where Christ conducts his priestly ministry for our salvation. We read this in Hebrews chapter 7 and verse 25. "Therefore he is also able to save to the uttermost those who come to God through him, since he always lives to make intercession for them." Therefore we are encouraged in Hebrews 4:11 to come boldly to the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. As the earthly tabernacle had two phases of priestly ministry, first on a daily basis in the holy place, and then once a year in the most holy place, the Scriptures also describe these two phases of Jesus' ministry in heaven. His ministry in the holy place, in heaven, is characterized by intercession, forgiveness, reconciliation, and restoration. Repentant sinners have immediate access to the Father through Jesus Christ, the mediator. 1 John 2 and verse 1. My little children, these things I write to you, so that you may not sin. And if anyone sins, we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ, the righteous. Since 1844, Jesus' ministry in the most holy place deals with the aspects of judgment and cleansing that were done once a year on the Day of Atonement, as recorded in Leviticus chapter 16. The ministry of cleansing the sanctuary also is based on Jesus' shed blood. The atonement performed on this day foreshadowed the final application of the merits of Christ to remove the presence of sin and to accomplish the complete reconciliation of the universe into one harmonious government under God. The doctrine of this two-phase ministry is a unique Adventist contribution to the understanding of the entire plan of salvation.